Welcome back to the New Life Recap, your weekly roundup of comings and goings on the New Life server. This week, a man-made machine makes a man into a machine, freezers fly off the shelves, and teleportation-based pranks might go a touch too far. Got it? Then let's go. Griff the Hippo? Who's that? We only know Dan the Dullahan, the Headless Horseman. He can shoot wither skulls and wither arrows, summon skeleton horses, and eat souls. He can't eat anything else, though, and does not like the open sky.
When I'm undercover, luckily I don't have a base where all my buildings don't have roofs. That'd be really awkward, wouldn't it?
Dan, and therefore Joel, unfortunately can no longer fly, so he has to build staircases up to the nest to access his chests. At least an umbrella solves for the open sky, and it's intimidating enough in black. To keep from having to eat soul lanterns constantly, Dan builds a skull-topped healing circle stuffed with soul campfires. He even includes a place to keep all the skeleton horses he has, since apparently they don't despawn. They're all named Marvin, by the way, and even Dan doesn't know if they are one entity or separate. Too bad he can't ask Jem anymore. The stairs to the nest cover the old waypoint
To push him, Joel.
so Dan builds a more permanent location, decorated in a way that will outlast this darker life of his. There's still at least one flyer on the server, though. After having conquered the Nether last week, Sausage returns home to see his premier edition Good Guy Funko Pop. It deserves a display, so he constructs a steampunk crane to lift the large toy up into the air, where it's easier to see and less easy to walk into. Speaking of Good Guy, Sausage remembers he needs to return a favor to Jimmy for the redecorating last week. Since he is such a hero, of course he'll need constant training close to home, so he can be stronger and even more helpful in future. So, Sausage finds himself a zombie spawner, which he carefully removes with Create so he can relocate it to Jimmy's dream house. An endless stream of training dummies, or roommates, whichever Good Guy prefers.
See you guys later. Help Jimmy train, okay? It's working.
With his good deed for the day completed, Sausage heads over to Pearl's base for some fun with her floor tiles and an impromptu family reunion. Copper golems everywhere. Everywhere is right. Sparrow emerges from the splicing machine a little more coppery, and he begins to explore all of the abilities being a copper golem hybrid offers, some a bit more intently than others.
By just a push of a button. Oh. Push of a button.
Scott comes by to check on his neighbor, and after borrowing an axe from the transporter to deoxidize himself, Sparrow informs Scott of his plans to find a new base. Human Sparrow really made a mess of the place. Unfortunately, the downsides of being a machine come to light as he sets out, having to constantly deoxidize himself and being completely unable to touch water. This hybrid business is tougher than he thought, even if it's still worth it.
Great commercial. Oh, something's happening.
Get it out! Get it out of my eyes! Get it out!
Sparrow eventually comes across an abandoned factory and frees one of his kin while cleaning it up. He sets up a wireless redstone system to make more copper golems, and leaves his new friend to it while he visits Jem for some honey. Hopefully Scott was right when he said honey stops the rust. At Jem's place, he gets a taste of what feeling tall again is like, and after exchanging some redstone for honeycomb, heads home to a surprise. Many surprises. Scott's surprise is that his voice changes. Being sick doesn't stop the New Life grind. Martin's brute-forced advertising does its job, as Scott takes the opportunity to go and buy himself a couple of Philly Freezer's fridge freezers for his kitchen. It was not permission for a forceful remodeling, but Good Guy doesn't seem to get the memo. Scott teleports him to the bottom of the ocean in revenge for the farm his house has become, and Jimmy can't swim, but he survived, so no harm done this time.
This time you did your transporting for good, and you're a welcome back on to Fliplandia.
Yay!
Good name.
Don't. No. I saw you mark me. I'll put the sign back, Scott.
Aww.
His teleporting powers get a workout as Flip and Sausage recruit him for help with getting villagers into their iron farm. The kitchen incident does highlight how cramped his starter house has become, so Scott grabs some copper and builds a new house up on a nearby hill. Copper at both ends of the spectrum matches his transporter color scheme perfectly. A little cave dive turns into a deep dark dive, and Scott swiftly teleports out when a warden gets too close. It's unfortunate that the thing he swaps with just so happens to be the man suing him.
I'm going to go find a lawyer, I suppose.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll go
I'm
ask
going to counter
Jimmy
say
then.
I'll go counter, sir. Yeah, I'll go counter, sir.
Yes, court filings are underway, and CPK will be suing Scott for emotional damages incurred when he murders his infinitely breeding pigs. Drastic, and Scott will definitely be countersuing. Let's hope the court overlooks the whole manslaughter thing. Powers seem to be getting people into trouble. Maybe the humans are better off. Catherine's been using her time as a simple human to take care of the Minecraft basics, and to start learning the Create mod. She's gonna need it to make her theme park functional eventually. She also makes a hidden trapdoor entrance and digs out the space under her house for a secret base, a Catherine staple at this point. The need for her own enchantment setup finally gets Catherine to make diamond tools instead of stone. Just because you're human doesn't mean you have to be a Neanderthal, no matter what Scott says. Oh yeah, Scott comes by to drop off some food and play some pranks, which Catherine leverages into a free kitty umbrella.
I think it is a cat or a mouse. It's a cat. Pointy ears. Look at you, it matches.
Is it a
No,
mouse?
he's got pointy little ears like you do.
Are you sure it's a
not a mouse.
cat?
Yeah, I'm sure it's a cat.
Yay!
Back home again, Catherine transforms the basement into a star base, complete with a mine entrance, full enchanter, and a nether portal, which drops her off in a safe little hole with easy glowstone and no danger. Well, almost none.
Don't say hi to me! I don't want to talk to you right now.
The glowstone is perfect for lighting, and between fairy jars and paper lanterns, it seems the star base is shining. Now if only she had more paper. Martin certainly has paper, or at least stacks, of cash. Jimmy and Sausage come by to visit Filzer's freezer shop, and they purchase shiny new Xbox freezers. They leave after being chased out by Filzer, definitely not Martin, having grown tired of them lingering on the premises. Martin then heads to Sausage's manor to show off his newly designed Good Guy toy box, and they both go to Jimmy's place in Good Guy cosplays. Fanboys are the worst.
Says. So at this rate, I've almost built more things at Timmy's base than Timmy's built at Timmy's base.
Martin's heard about the recent murder of an innocent Colin by one CPK, so he goes to Scott's base to try and acquire the location of CPK's base in order to enact his revenge. While there, he learns that Scott is being sued by CPK, and agrees to be Scott's lawyer. He eventually finds CPK's house in the mountains, and sets up a trap to drop CPK into a pit covered in Collins. That'll teach him. And we're gone! That wraps up the week here on New Life Recap. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want more. Check out the contributors in the description below, and we'll see you all next week.